Hello and welcome. This is Corey from the BachScholar YouTube channel. Thank you for joining me today. I'm going to explain to you why all piano teachers and students need this book. And you can even get it for free. If you go down below this video and go to the link, you can get a free download of this book right here that I am going to unbox in a few minutes after I do a little discussion here of some of my other books. This is really exciting. This is my most recent book and my most recent project and my most recent system that I've developed. I'm really a systems type guy. I develop so many systems, probably more systems than any other musician in the world, probably in history. So anyway, stay with me as I unbox this very exciting new book right here. I'm really excited about this, and make sure to go and download your free copy. It's exactly the same. So what you're going to get in this book right here, this hard copy book, everything you can get for free in the download, which is below this video. Why am I giving it away for free? Because all piano teachers and students need to have this book. You probably know what it is already, but let me just go on a little a tangent here and talk about some of my other books. So maybe some of you don't know me very well. Let me just introduce myself. My name is Corey. I have a Doctor of Musical Arts and Piano Performance. I have a Master's of Music and Musicology, Music History. I've been teaching piano for well over probably 40 years, around 40 years now. But really I've been concentrating over the last decade or so on my books. I'm very excited about my books. I spend now probably half my time writing books and half of my other time teaching students on piano. So I'm really excited about all these books and these projects I have going, but why do I do this? I do this because I want to educate teachers and students. Like I said before, I'm a systems guy. I come up with systems that can't go away, and you need to know about these systems. The first system I developed was back in the 1990s. Actually 1992 to be exact, as a graduate student. And this was a system that I developed, a system that helped me determine the tempos that Bach used in his music. It's a very highly detailed project. You can read about this on the BachScholar website. Just Google Discovering Bach's Secret Tempo Code. Just Google that, read more about it. There's a whole book for free, a book and a blog, you can read about that. So my first system I developed in 1992, in which I believe I cracked the code and I unlocked Bach's tempos. He had a system and I uncovered that system. Okay, the next system I developed was just maybe a couple years later, also as a graduate student, and it had to do with scale fingering. I discovered that the traditional system of scale fingering that we use as pianists is flawed, and it really doesn't make any logical sense. There are many holes in the logic, and for that reason, I wrote an article way back in the 1990s, which I never had published. I've talked about that before. Actually, I couldn't get it published because no one would publish it because it was so scandalous, I guess. But now that I own my own publishing company, I can publish things by myself. So now, just earlier this year, I published a new and improved system of scale fingering. You will love this book, and also the companion volume here, the 12 major scales with new improved fingerings. So you can learn more about that, and also with the Black Friday sale going on, 30% off, you can go to the BachScholar website and get any of these books in digital form for 30% off. So anyway, the second system I developed, which just lay dormant for several decades, and then I republished it, or published it for the first time actually, in a new and improved system of scale fingering. So you really need to know about this because I really expose the traditional fingering system as being flawed. But that being said, you can also buy my 3 volumes of scales. I have here Volume 1, Complete Guide to Major and Minor Scales, Volume 1, Volume 2, and Volume 3. These are beautiful laid out manuscripts that have traditional fingerings. So here is a system I have. I have these 3 books here, beautiful manuscript of traditional fingerings, and then 2 years later I came out with this one, sort of just disproves that one altogether and shows you another form of fingering, another fingering system. You need to know both. Pianists need to know both. This is new, and I'm the one who developed it. I'm the only one in the world that knows about this system, unless you've bought this book. So you need this book. You need to stay abreast with the new information out in the piano world now. So if you're a pianist, you have to get this, a new and improved system of scale fingering. I think all conservatories, all universities should be required to have this in their library for students. So then, more systems, okay? So we're cruising into the 2000s. YouTube begins. I begin BachScholar publishing in like 2012, and sight reading and harmony. This is my most famous system of all. Everyone knows me by this book. This is the most effective and most famous and most popular system of sight reading today. Get your book here if you don't have it. This is the flagship publication of BachScholar publishing. So another system of mine, it took me a full year to develop this system of teaching how to read in a vertical fashion to prepare pianists to read 4-part chorales and hymns. So it's a very unique approach to sight reading and a very effective approach. So here's sight reading and harmony, my most famous system that I developed. And then I love playing Bach's chorales, his 4-part chorales, and so I spent a whole year developing the 436 4-part chorales of J.S. Bach. I have more chorales in this book than any other book in the world right now. Very legible, excellent. So this is a great book also, 436 4-part chorales. That took me a whole year to do. Also, as an outgrowth of that, I have the 436 2-part chorales. And then this is really cool because these go along with the 4-part chorale book, but you only have 2 parts at the same time. So this is really, really fabulous, and I think that these go together very well. So once again, Black Friday sale. You can get these 30% off in their digital formats. So now my next system that I developed is called the Well-Tempered Hanon. The Well-Tempered Hanon. So what I did was I took some Hanon sequences. I took all the Hanon sequences from part 1 of Hanon's famous book of exercises, and I reworked them to make them sound like Bach. So don't buy this yet, though. I'm working on the 2nd edition right now as I speak. So you need to wait until I get the 2nd edition out, because this 2nd edition that I make of the Well-Tempered Hanon, which will be coming very soon, has to conform to this one that I'm going to unbox right now. See, so they have to go together. That's why I did this first, and now I'm revising the Well-Tempered Hanon, if you know that. So let me unbox this and show you what I have. So let's see, I got this beautiful new package from Subito Music Corporation. Subito Music Corporation is my agent. They're the ones who print and ship all my hard copy books. And then if you want my digital books, the PDFs, you go to the BachScholar website. Those are usually half the price of what you'll pay for for the hard copies. All right, so what do we have here? So I'm gonna take off the bandages. Oh, this is beautiful. This is beautiful. Get a little closer to the camera here. Hanon meets Bach. 20 contrapuntal etudes in C minor. Metamorphoses of Charles Louis Hanon's The Virtuoso Pianist in 60 Exercises, Part 1. This is a beautiful little book, and it's short and sweet and right to the point. So I have a little preface here you can read at your convenience. And then we get right into 20 contrapuntal etudes, and they look like this. They're very beautiful, really beautiful, great manuscript, easy to read. They're great for organists too. Organists will love this because I know that organists usually traditionally use a lot of these landscape type books here. So this is great for organ also. Harpsichord, these will work for harpsichord as well. So each one of these 20 etudes sounds as if you somehow took Hanon. You took the traditional exercises of Hanon. You took the traditional exercises of Hanon and you turned them into works that sound like Bach. So it sounds like Bach got his hands on Hanon's exercises and made his own exercises out of them. So I'm sort of like the conduit of Bach to you. So Bach's energy is flowing through me because I'm BachScholar, and then it's going into these pieces I've crafted for you that sound like Hanon, but they also sound like Bach. They're amazing little pieces. I'm sure you'll love them. Once again, get some for free down here. You can also, of course, get the hard copy version here from the link below as well, from the Subito Music Corporation. So these are fantastic. Let me just play number 1 for you. Okay, I'm going to open it up. I'm just going to play number 1 slowly for you. So this is how the original sounds. Now here is number 1 in C minor. And that's number 1. Isn't that really cool? So it's Hanon exercises, but they're much more interesting than these. So try to play some of these from part 1, and then try to play some of these and compare them. I mean, these are like food with no spices. It's like eating something with no spices, no salt, everything is bland. I mean, it does train your fingers, that's fine, but how long can you listen to that until it gets old? So to provide a little excitement and a little interest, I have these 20 contrapuntal etudes, and when you work on these will improve your Bach two-part invention skills. These are great for learning things like training to play two-part inventions and two-part counterpoint played together. So go out and get your hard copy today and get your free copy down below this video. And I hope every piano student and every piano teacher in the world gets one of these, either hard copy and or PDF, and begins working on these. You need to really just use this and use this less. So decrease this, increase this. So thank you for joining me. I'm really happy about this book. Join me later for the unboxing of more books, because that's what I do. I create books for piano teachers and piano students. I want to educate the world. So thank you for joining me.